everybody says we can't define it. Well, my name is James Lindsay, and I've been studying this stuff for a while, and I'm making an encyclopedia on my website called newdiscourses.com. The encyclopedia is called Translations from the Wokish, and I can tell you what critical race theory is. They say we can't define it, but let's break it down. Let's define it. Critical race theory is a movement in scholarship, activism, and especially law and getting into education and other fields that's designed to reconsider the relationship between race, racism, and power. To be more frank about it, it is the belief that the fundamental organizing principle of society is racism, and that this racism was created by white people specifically to oppress people of other races, and that they maintain that racism so that they can maintain their own advantage in society. That's what critical race theory is all about. We could also say that it's a neo-Marxist strategy to make use of racial minorities to try to make way for a cultural revolution in America, just like Herbert Marcuse wrote in 1969 in his so-called Essay on Liberation. So that's another thing that critical race theory actually is. It is the attempt to use race to break open America for a communist-style revolution based now in equity rather than in pure communism. So critical race theory is pretty easy to understand. It's a belief system that believes that the ordinary state of affairs in our society is racism, that racism hides itself rather than gets better, has permanence to it, and it takes somebody called a critical race theorist to be able to find that racism, call it out, and hopefully bring us to a place where we can overthrow the entire system. It throws out the idea of step-by-step progress or incrementalism. It wants to overhaul the entire system in a social and cultural revolution that it's going to lead to bring us to a post-racial utopia that it hopes for. That's what critical race theory actually is. Another way to put that is it's maybe the best parts of communism and the best parts of racism, two terrible, terrible ideas mixed together to break America. If you want to learn more about...
Good video. Thanks, James. Here's what I think critical race theory is. Here's what I think the essence of it is, that I have come to this conclusion. Okay? Critical race theory is fake individualization. What do I mean by this? I mean that people who spout critical race theory, who talk about these gender things, who talk about this race stuff, will come and tell you that because you are black, because you are gay, because you are trans, because of whatever intersectionality you are somehow unique. You are unique for being black. You are unique for being gay. You are unique for being trans. This is what they will tell you. But in reality, none of those things make you unique. Okay? I'll say that again. None of those characteristics make you unique. Because what do they forget? They forget that your name is Jeffrey, and you like piano, and you study theology, and maybe you like wearing sombreros, and you like to cook, whatever it is. Whatever it is that you like to do, okay?
Jeffrey sounds like a great guy.
Jeffrey's a great guy on Taco Tuesdays, let me tell you. On Latina Equal Pay Day, he's a lot of fun. But Jeffrey is standing right next to Marcus, and maybe Jeffrey and Marcus look and like the same sex and all that. They look exactly alike. But they have totally different ideas, and they have totally different ways of thinking. But the left and the CRT pushers will tell you that because you look this certain way, you are unique. And so because of your uniqueness, you have to think a certain way exactly like them. And they put you into this collective bubble through the guise of individualization. When in reality, being a real individual is understanding that you are the smallest minority because you are different than every single other person. You have similarities, of course, many similarities. But as a whole, you are an individual person made in the image of God. And that is what really drives you apart from other people. Don't let these people drive you apart from other people by saying that because you're black or gay or Hispanic or whatever, that you need to make a wedge between other people who don't look like you or don't think that certain way sexually, whatever it is. None of that matters. None of that makes you unique. What makes you unique is you being an individual with all of your unique characteristics and you pursuing truth. They want to turn you into a collective. You are an individual. That is what CRT is to me, what really the essence of it is. Because the left is all about controlling us as a collective. And I believe in individualism, 100% entirely. It has been my main focus of my speeches that I've been giving for my book tour. All about being an individual. Because I think that is really more important than anything in the world.